people and stories from the past. So tonight, Monday, we begin with the American family and a story of the importance of family, of history and continuity. It goes back to before the American Revolution with a Scottish couple who settled in upstate New York. Their descendants cherish the very idea of family. NBC's Stephen Frazier.
They have kept track of each other like no other family, the 10,000 descendants of John and Betty Moore. Every 5 years, hundreds make it back to John and Betty's grave in Roxbury, New York.
May God help us to emulate their virtues.
I tell friends in California that I'm going to a family reunion, and they assume it's 25 or 50 people. And when I say it's potentially 300 to 500 people, it boggles their minds.
Remembering the descendants of John T. Moore.
They announce the births and deaths.
Nancy G. Moore. Harold A. Olson.
It took 10 minutes to read the names of relatives who died between this reunion and the last. Although some youngsters looked bored, their elders listened intently.
Julia C. Moore. Are you a Shaughnessy? No, I'm a Porter.
The Moores who could come took over a college campus, traveling from as far away as Europe and the West Coast. One look at these genealogical numbers on their name tags was enough for any two to understand how they were related.
The 8 means the 8th child of John and Betty Moore. This is my number. I'm 3, and I am the 3rd child of the 6th child, of the 7th child, of the 5th child, of the 8th child of John and Betty Moore.
There are no pictures of John and Betty Moore who settled here after fleeing English persecution of Scots. But the ruins of their stone cabins still exist and can still be visited by descendants. And there are plenty of pictures of all 8 of John and Betty's children, whose names are how modern-day Moors identify themselves, as members of the Alexander line, for example, or the Jonas line.
If there is someone in the David line that wants to be nominated, just kind of sneak your hand up.
The executive board that holds all this together is a corporation. At each reunion, they elect 2 members from each line. They distribute newsletters and a computerized family directory the size of a phone book. Eric Moore Marshall, a sailing instructor from Pennsylvania, is president.
Family reunions are important because you are together as a family, you are talking about family, you are living family, you are with family, you're just soaking into you. Family reunions should be held just for that reason alone, to enhance your own family life.
There were games, a talent contest, hymns and prayers, the traditional things.
It's special for me because my middle name, I have Moore as a middle name. So.
Where they used to swap stories about each other, they now videotape. Everybody had to speak into the Moore family camcorders during the 1990 reunion. And speak they did, shyness giving way to a sense of history, as it did during the pose for the group photograph. Today's Moors celebrating themselves and helping future Moors preserve their sense of family. Stephen Frazier, NBC News, New York.
Next Monday in the American family, some new ideas about life.